Ladies and gentlemen, can we give one more round of applause to the South Coast Chinese drum team for a wonderful performance. Good evening, everybody. My name is Vic Dennis, and I have the honor of serving as president of the Richard Nixon Library Docent Guild.
And my name is Jane Zhang, Director of Tourism and Culture for Richard Nixon Foundation. Happy New Year. Say hey, Paul. Mani Padeseo.
My name is Joe Lopez, Vice President of Marketing and Communications for the Richard Nixon Foundation. And Chuk Mung Nung Moi to our Vietnamese friends.
And I am Philip Liu. I'm a bilingual docent at Nixon Library. 祝大家新年快乐.
Before we begin tonight's show, I'd like to announce that tonight's celebration is dedicated to our neighbors in Monterey Park, the victims of this weekend's tragedy, the grieving family members, and those who are fighting for their lives. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you.
Sitting among us today is Jim Byron, CEO and President of Richard Nixon Foundation. We also have the honor of Charlie Zhang, the Board of Director member of Richard Nixon Foundation as well.
Tonight, the four of us have the honor of introducing the great performers that you are about to see tonight. It'll be a feast of cultural performances. Philip and I have the honor of being part of the nearly 200 all-volunteer member Docent Guild here at the Nixon Library. We are the storytellers. We are the people that bring the exhibits, the things that you see here in our library, in our galleries. We bring it to life, and we share it with people from all over the United States and all over the world. And it's our pleasure to serve this library.
The Nixon Library is one of the premier destinations for events and programming here in Southern California. We're so grateful that you're here with us to celebrate Lunar New Year, and we invite you back in the fall for the Mid-Autumn Festival. The Nixon Foundation hosts many events throughout the year that pay tribute to the legacy of our 37th President, Richard Nixon, and the First Lady, Pat Nixon. Some of those events include the First Lady Pat Nixon Day of Service that we host in March, the Title IX 5K run that we do over the summer, and the Nixon National Cancer Conference that we host each fall.
And many of you may not know, President and Mrs. Nixon were among the most traveled President and First Lady of the United States. One of their most influential trips was their travel to China in the week that changed the world in 1972. President and Mrs. Nixon has visited Korean Peninsula many times, beginning in the 1950s, as Vice President and a Second Lady, cementing the alliance which continues to this day. And of course, all the Americans benefit from the Vietnamese diaspora here in Orange County, which continues to enrich the America's cultural fabric. President Nixon's best-known quote is, "The greatest honor history can bestow is that of peacemaker." And he promoted culture through people-to-people exchange.
Speaking of culture, tonight we're going to see a beautiful cultural Chinese classical dance called Heavenly Goddess. The story tells the story of about 1,300 years ago in Tang Dynasty. And the dancer is going to tell us one of the four beauties in Asian Chinese history called Royal Lady Yang. And Royal Lady Yang, a court musician and a dancer herself, is dancing on the court on a very beautiful spring breezy day just like today. Let's enjoy.
What a beautiful solo dance, right? Hey, Kathleen, you still there? Oh, can somebody tell her that she's just as beautiful as Royal Lady Young, okay? Has anybody tell you that? You're beautiful? Am I the first one? What a great honor, okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now let's shift our mind from the... Hey, hi, honey. How long have you been there? Oh, you've been there for a while? Oh, great. All right, did you enjoy the performance? You do? Okay, all right. You want to talk? Hey, I'm working right now, okay? We'll talk later. All right, I love you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, where are we? Okay, let's now shift our mind from the 700s in China to the early 1800s in Europe. And this time, we're going to present to you the piano. For those of you who have been through the library before, you probably know that President Nixon has a very, very strong musical talent, that he can play 5 different musical instruments, including the piano. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to have President Nixon playing for us tonight, okay, because he's busy. And I'm pretty sure Jim and Charlie have done their best inviting him. And trust me, if something can be done, Jim and Charlie will make it done. So, sorry, no President tonight, but instead, we found you a very, very talented young pianist. His name is Logan Cledden. Logan is only 9 years old, and he started playing piano since he was 5. Logan was the 2nd place winner of the American Portage International Musical Competition in the fall of 2022. And tonight, Logan is going to show us a very beautiful music composed by, what's his name? Frederick Chopin. This is Chopin's Waltz, Opus 69, number 2, composed in 1829, when Chopin was 19 years old. This waltz shifts the moods between the melancholy B minor and the brighter B major. And to me, it always reflects my emotion as an immigrant. The brighter B major reflecting my brightness and happiness for being here in the United States, where I call home. But the melancholy B minors always brings back my nostalgia. And ladies and gentlemen, you may have a different feelings when you hear this music, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it. So let's welcome Logan to the stage and enjoy his performance. This performance is so great, right? Can we give another round of applause to Logan? Wow, I can see a lot of people down there have a tears in your eyes and smiles on your face. That just tells me you really enjoy the performance. And you want more piano. Okay, we'll give you another treat of piano. This time by a very talented young girl, Karina Zhang. Karina is only 8 years old, and she also started playing pianos since the age 5. Karina participated in that musical festival summer camp in 2022 in Perugia, Italy, and she played with the orchestra in the Basilica di San Pietro. Karina was the first place winner of the American Portage International Piano and String Competition in 2022. And she was also the first place winner of the, let me think about it. She was the first place winner of the Young Artist Music Competition at Image Music Festival in 2020. And tonight, Karina is going to bring us a piano sonata composed by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. This is Mozart's piano number 17, KV 570 in B flat major. This one was composed in 1789. And there are 3 movements to this piano sonata. Karina is going to play us the first movement, which is the part presents the cheerful musical form. Let's enjoy it.
It's amazing to see such a brilliant young pianist. So let's give them another round of applause. Speaking of international fame, today we have a special honor of having a violin maestro called Navi Canellosi. Navi was born in Iran. He started his musical journey at the age of 6. He has performed internationally across Asia, Europe, and America at venues such as Lincoln Hall, Juilliard Music School, and Kennedy Center, Sydney Symphony Hall, and to name just a few. He has mastered virtuosic skill on a great breadth of musical instruments, including a whole slate of Persian instruments and piano and violin as well. And he recently joined the Silk Road Musical Ensemble with Maestro Yo-Yo Ma. Without further ado, let's welcome Maestro Navi Canellosi, playing this most exciting piece called Monty Tardos. Pianist accompanies George Cole. Enjoy.
One of the most popular Chinese instruments is the peepaw. It is a pear-shaped string instrument dating back to the Chinese Han Dynasty around 2nd century AD.
Selena Lee is a classically trained musician. She attended UCLA as a musical student, and she's invited by UCLA Chinese Musical Ensemble. The piece she's going to play is called The Dancing of the Yi Tribe. You may know China has about 56, not about, exactly 56 tribal group or ethnicity group. Yi tribe is one of the largest one, and they are well known for their very delightful nature and musical talents. So the piece Selena is going to play depicts the story of Yi people happily dancing in the pristine nightly sky. Without further ado, let's welcome Selena.
Mongolia is a land of determination rooted in generations of their own unique history. Mongolians are closely attached to their homeland and take pride in the vast nature and environment that surrounds them.
We are now going to watch a dance called Moon Foxes. It has the unique Mongolian folk dance techniques to depict three foxes basking in the moonlight and playing on the vast grassland. This dance blends the Mongolian folk dance techniques and the element of the modern dance, reflecting a perfect fusion of modernity and folk dance. So let us enjoy it.
In addition to the peepaw that you just enjoyed, another well-known Asian instrument is called dizi, the Chinese flute. Dizi is made of bamboo. Archaeologists have discovered evidence suggesting that flutes have been around in China for over 9,000 years.
And Mr. Herding is a highly acclaimed musical master. He's going to perform with his daughter today, Emaka, a flute prodigy herself. The piece that we're going to play together is called Flourishing the Whip to Urge the Horse, Yang Bian Cui Ma. It shows the joy after the harvest. So let's hear the father and the daughter do
We should go first. You guys go.
We now move to the arena of martial arts. And in Chinese culture, that is Kung Fu. Shaolin Kung Fu is one of the oldest and most influential styles of Kung Fu. It combines Chinese philosophy and martial arts and originated in the Shaolin Temple in the Henan province 1,500 years ago.
And Shaolin Kung Fu Chan Academy is a well-celebrated Kung Fu school in the United States. It was established in 2014 by Master Shi Yanyue, a 34th generation of Shaolin warrior monk. Over the years, Master Yanyue has been practicing Shaolin Temple's motto, which is 以禅修心，以武健体, means the achievement of the inner peace through Chan and the physical ability through martial art. And he used that to positively influence his students. So ladies and gentlemen, now let's welcome Master Yanyue and his students for the Kung Fu.
A museum is a wonderful place to see history come to life through artifacts. It's hard to imagine a better example of that than where we are right now, the Richard Nixon Presidential Library. What connects the artifacts to the visitors are the docents. Again, we're the storytellers. But dancers, too, have that magical power to connect history with their viewers through their wonderful movements.
This dancer is going to tell a story with her classical techniques of movement of a female Asian poet called Li Qingzhao. Inspired by Li Qingzhao's poem, the dancer is going to showcase a beautiful night and little girls longing for love. Let's enjoy mesmerizing shadows of flowers, 醉花音.
George Coe has encapsulated audiences worldwide with his classical improvisations on the piano, blending Chopin-like virtuosity with the vast soundscapes of cinema. George has been presented at Carnegie Hall 9 times and is a repeat keynote performer for TEDx. George is engaged in a 20-city tour and has given over 200 virtual concerts in the past 2 years. His performances have been broadcasted on ABC and featured in music festivals in Italy, Germany, Luxembourg, and China. As a recording artist, his piano compositions have appeared in films at the Tribeca Film Festival, Sundance Film Festival, and Netflix. Tonight, George will perform music from the blockbuster movie Avatar.
And after showing us a fantasy world of Avatar, George is also going to show us a fantastic scene in China by a song called The Colorful Cloud Chasing the Moon. This music was composed by a Chinese composer, Ren Guang, in 1935, and is the best combination of the East and West pop music. Through the music, you will see a picture of a pristine night sky, and the color is not black, it's colorful, with suspicious clouds, and there's this moon, crystal clear, like water. And chasing is the word. Give the actions to this picture. So when the music flows, you will see the moon and the clouds chasing each other as the night sky is the background. So let's welcome George to the stage and enjoy the fantasy he's going to give us.
Hello. Good evening. How's everyone doing? I said, how's everyone doing tonight? Yeah! It's the new year. 新年快乐. 恭喜发财,红包拿来. Huh? If you don't speak Mandarin, I just ask for money. It's okay, because during this holiday, it's completely acceptable. Well, yes, thank you so much for the lovely introduction. My name is George Ko. I'm a piano player. But what makes me a little bit different from the other wonderful instrumentalists you've heard before is I am a classical improviser. And what that means is everything you hear this evening is completely improvised and played for the first time in a live setting for you and only you, which means every mistake is intentional. It makes my life a lot easier. I just wanted to talk really quickly about the two pieces I'm playing. The first piece I'm playing, I wish I could play the soundtrack music to Avatar, but James Cameron would beat me up with copyright and trademark infringements. But actually, this piece, Avatar, is an original of mine, and it combines my heritage as being someone who is Chinese American, and as also someone who was forced to take piano lessons at the age of 5. And so I combine the Western world and the Eastern world together to make my original. But the truth is, I actually wrote this song for the Netflix version of Avatar: The Last Airbender for their theme song, and they rejected it. So, you get to hear the rejected theme song to Avatar: The Last Airbender, which will be premiering on Netflix next year. So yeah, you gotta look forward to that. And of course, as our lovely hosts mentioned, I'll be playing Silver Clouds Chasing the Moon, 彩云追月. And there's a wonderful version by the incredible Yin Cenzong, who's one of the greatest Chinese pianists and teachers in Chinese history. This guy, one man, single-handedly built the piano department for the Central Conservatory in China and taught basically every great Chinese pianist you know. Or their students taught one of the best Chinese pianists you know. So his version is super famous. I'm gonna do an improvised version, not so famous. And we'll see how that goes. So this is Avatar and Silver Clouds Chasing the Moon. I hope you guys enjoy it. And don't forget to support the Richard Nixon Library Foundation. And don't forget to share the love on Instagram, because that's what we do now. All right, here we go. pause in between a serious structure.
Wow. After such beautiful music, that is certainly a tough act to follow. But an ancient instrument can answer the challenge. The guqian, also known as the Chinese harp, is ancestral to several other Asian zithers, such as the Japanese koto, the Korean gayagum, and the Vietnamese dantren.
Beating Tiger on the Mountain is an excerpt from Beijing Opera. It's a grand piece with a very strong impact. Guqian is very short. This piece is going to be very short, but lightning fast. But that's not it. Guqian needs to imitate the sound of a piano, which could be troublesome since Guqian has only 5 notes. So to answer the challenge today will be a mother and daughter duet. Yu Jiangli and her daughter Ella He. You can hear the work from Disney theme park or Hollywood James Bond movie 007. What we're gonna play today, this piece, Beating the Tiger on the Mountain, you'll feel this excitement, exuberant energy. Let's welcome the mother and daughter duet.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming down to our final performances for the evening. Hope you've enjoyed all of the great acts here tonight. And just give them another round of applause, please. Time for a bit of serenity here. The next piece you're going to see is a dance piece called Daydreaming, performed by Amber Zhang. The dance depicts a young girl's dream of the beauty of this world and the aspiring years of her youth. And when it comes to a young girl's dream, everything else is inferior. So please enjoy this performance.
What a great evening. We hope you all have enjoyed all of these performances tonight.
I wanted to share an important historical note with you. 50 years ago tonight, President Nixon went on live television to announce that there was an end to the war in Vietnam. That agreement was known as the Paris Peace Accords, included a ceasefire in Vietnam, the return of all American prisoners of war, and the withdrawal of all remaining American troops from South Vietnam. We're going to be honoring that important anniversary with several major events happening here at the Nixon Library this spring. On March 29th, we're going to be celebrating National Vietnam Veterans Day, where we're going to be unveiling our own Vietnam Veterans Monument here in our gardens at the Nixon Library. So we invite all members of the community to join us for that day, especially those Vietnam veterans. We're going to be honoring them and celebrating them on that day. Another special event is May 23rd and 24th. Those American prisoners of war from Vietnam that I mentioned, they're going to gather here at the Nixon Library. 50 years to the night that President and Mrs. Nixon hosted them for what's still the largest dinner ever held at the White House. 175 prisoners of war, American heroes, will be here at the Nixon Library on May 23rd and 24th. So we invite you to come welcome them and take part in these great events that are happening here at the Nixon Library. Again, I just want to thank you so much for being here tonight. And if you haven't had the chance, come back and visit us again. Come tour our incredible presidential galleries, the beautiful rose gardens, our amazing East Room. We really have so much to offer here at the Nixon Library, so we hope that you'll come back and join us again. We've just been honored to have you here, so thank you so much.
And families and friends, 2023 is already waving at us. Happy New Year to you all.
So, let us close today's event by celebrating the country where we now call home with the song America the Beautiful and God Bless America. And ladies and gentlemen, if you know these two songs, please feel free to sing with us. Thank you again for spending Monday night with us. I hope you enjoy it, and Happy New Year!
Let's have all the performers here to join us. What a great night, exciting performances. Thank you all. And thank you all for coming to enjoy this moment with us. What a great new year ahead.
In addition to our performers, we also want to invite Jim Byron, Charlie Zhang to join us. Thank you all. Happy New Year. Drive safe.